Hi, and welcome to Introvertebrates. I'm doing yet another setup video, Vivarium setup. I cleaned out my Psyttala horrida setup and set up a new one. The old one was getting, well, it was more for me. It was getting pretty overgrown with certain plants, so they kind of took over everything, and I would like some diversity in the plant life in my vivarium, so I decided to take it all apart. I was also like the background was getting ruined and just wanted a whole new start for them. So this video, I'm gonna do all that. So I really hope you'll enjoy that. And thanks for watching. Alright, so you might notice right away that in this one, I'm wearing gloves when I'm taking everything out of the vivarium. It's not so much because I'm scared of getting bit by the assassin bugs, although that would not be great. But, and also if they wanted to bite me, they could easily bite through those gloves. The reason I'm doing it in this one is one, I honestly didn't feel like scrubbing my hands vigorously after I was done, which I had to do since I wasn't wearing gloves setting up the sun beetle vivarium. But I also do it because sometimes the assassin bugs run onto my hands. I mean, they are very, very docile. I've never had them try to bite me or anything or spray venom at me. But sometimes when they get scared and like I'm messing with their homes, they do run, and they kind of sometimes just run onto me. And this might be silly to a lot of you guys, but one of the reasons is because we have a lot of oils on our skin, on our hands, and the rest of our skin. And I've noticed sometimes if I'm handling any bug or tarantula or whatnot, they often start grooming themselves after being on your hand for a while, or right after you have handled them. And my theory or hypothesis is that they are actually getting a little bit bothered by the oils on the skin, so that's one of the reasons I'm wearing gloves for this one. I honestly don't think that should discourage you from handling your animals if that's what you like to do. As if you follow this channel, you know that I'm generally not gonna handle my animals. It's just not my thing, but I don't judge anyone who will. Alright, so as I'm gently removing all the substrate, I gotta get out everything, you know, the decor, the substrate, the plants, and of course the animals. And while I'm doing this, of course I have to be extremely careful because the nymphs are really, really tiny and it's easy to squash them. So I like gently have to remove this. Takes a lot longer just because you have to be aware of that. And also when I take out the cork tubes, they often hide in there, often quite a lot of them, all sizes. So some of the cork tubes I saw there were assassin bugs on them or in them. I just kind of removed it like that because I knew I would use those tubes for the new setup anyway. But the ones that weren't hidden in cork tubes and stuff, they were either roaming around or hidden on the background, as you see in the footage. And those ones I had to capture, so I generally use my tweezers when I grab them. And if you grab assassin bugs right behind the head on the thorax, they kind of spread their legs out. They become very passive and just spread their legs out. Very similar to how a tarantula reacts when you pinch grab them. So I've seen this, I noticed this with the assassin bugs way back, and so that's generally how I handle it, and it seems like the safest way to do it. And yeah, I do use tweezers, so of course you have to be careful with that. The smaller ones, the nymphs, I would never use tweezers because I'm definitely scared of squishing them. The big ones have a pretty hard exoskeleton, so it's not really an issue picking them up like that. Alright, so finally the vivarium is empty. I get to set it up again, so very excited at this point. I didn't show how I set up the false bottom, but it's pretty simple. Leca pellets and then just some mesh on top of it. And the reason for it is just to prevent the waterlogging. Not a huge issue for assassin bugs because they don't burrow, they don't really dig at all, but it's more natural, it's more similar to nature, and it's good for the plants to have that because they definitely don't love being waterlogged, so that's why they have the false bottom there. I also kept all the substrate from the last vivarium, and the main reason for that is because they lay their eggs in the substrate. So instead of like sifting through all of that, trying to find these tiny little eggs, I just reuse their substrate. So if there's any eggs, they will come along to the new vivarium and hatch there. So that's kind of why I do that. I also did make up a new batch of new substrate, more fresh one. So the mixture is soil, bark, some dead plants, leaves, sand, gravel, stuff like that, and I mix it all together, and to me it looks pretty nice. It looks natural and looks like the forest, which is what I'm trying to do. And of course, as you might know about the assassin bugs, and I talked about how they don't really dig, they don't burrow. So they don't need a lot of substrate. They need enough so they can lay their eggs, or somewhere to lay their eggs. I know some people don't really use any substrate. They just have a little box for them to lay their eggs. But I do like having these naturalistic looking setups, so I provided with a bunch of substrate, way more than they need. But the most important things you need to provide them with is places to hide and climbing space. They like to be, there's pretty boral in my experience, and I see them on the ground from time to time, that they definitely like to climb up if they can. So I provided them with some hides in the ground, on the ground level, and also up high, so they have many options. And they also very often hide in groups together. They don't seem to be bothered by close proximities with their siblings and cousins and whatnot. I also have a misting system set up, and of course that's to keep up with the humidity demands of the assassin bugs. And of course I put the plants in the path of the water, so I made sure they get enough water throughout the day. And most of these plants require quite a lot of humidity or watering, so that's nice. I also planted several seeds, some grass seeds, some other plants in the substrate. And of course, I also did that in the path of the water. Of course, I made sure the assassin bugs have places to hide, both where the misting system sprays water, where there's more humid, more water coming in, so it would be more humid areas. But they also have places to hide in the drier areas of the vivarium, so they can choose kind of where to be depending on their requirements at the time. You know, sometimes they need molting and whatnot, and definitely need some higher humidity. You might notice that there's no water bowl in the vivarium, and there wasn't one in the last vivarium or the previous setup. and I've actually never used a water bowl for my Psyttala horrida colony, and the reason for that is, one, like they will get plenty of water throughout the day if they need it through the misting system. It goes off at least 3 times a day, 2 or 3, I don't remember exactly, but they have plenty of opportunity to drink water. They don't drink very often because they mainly get their fluids through their prey. However, I have seen them drink from time to time off of like droplets on leaves and whatnot, but in general they don't drink water, straight water, very often. So that's why. But of course, if you don't have a misting system or you're not able to give them water every day, then I don't know, maybe you should. I've seen places recommend different things. Some people say you don't need it, some people would argue you do need it. As I said, I've seen assassin bugs drink. I actually don't want to say either or, but definitely make sure they have water. If not every day, make sure they spray the misted terrarium or vivarium at least fairly frequently, so they have that opportunity to drink water off the glass or whatnot. So yeah, well, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'll do a little outro, so maybe you'll check that out too. But for now, I just hope you're enjoying this. I am. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that video. And I don't know if you like these vivarium setup videos. Now there's 2 in a row on this channel, but I really love setting up vivariums, so I do like sharing that experience, and I really hope people enjoy it too. So let me know what you think. Maybe you would love something else. And also, like I talked about in the sun beetle vivarium video, last video, I would love to hear if you like this setup better. Do you like the old setup better? Do you not like either one of them? Do you love them both? Let me know. It's so fun to hear some feedback on how I set it up, because I know I love getting a new setup going. As I said, I really love vivariums and setting up vivariums and all the plants and letting it grow, and just that whole experience just makes the whole keeping invertebrates even more exciting to me. If you want to see more bug content and stuff like that, I have an Instagram, so check that out. And yeah, I'm happy you're here and creeping all my crawlies, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Went at it and let it be what it was. That's so stupid. Oh God. And to make sure this vivarium stays, I also have a misting setup. Misting setup. Yes. Oh. I also have a misting. Misting. Damn it. I also have a misting setup. Why is that so hard to say? I also have a misting system. God damn it. Misting system. Misting system? Misting system. Right, Coda? And also to water the plants and everything. And I strategic. Damn it. So they can drink, and I see them. Sometimes they drink. They don't vary. They don't.